Welcome back to Design Bundles YouTube channel. If you guys are new here, my name is Crystal. Today, I'm going to show you guys how to apply heat transfer vinyl, also known as HTV, with a home iron. Now, today I am using the Oliso Pro, which is super expensive, so don't just run out and buy this one. This is just to give you an example using your home iron. So you guys could definitely pull this off with the cheapest of home irons, but what you're wanting to do is put it on the cotton settings. So hopefully you guys can see that here. I'm going to bring it up here so it's on linen cotton for mine. So another thing that you want to make sure you're doing is make sure that your tank is completely empty. So I do have another one for this exact same model that is a smaller iron. So you guys could definitely use like the mini easy press or mini irons as well. But basically this is just to go over something with a home iron. I know that we have had a lot of requests on using the home iron, so I definitely wanted to do that today because a lot of times it's last minute. We want to make our kiddos a t-shirt to wear for the 4th of July, so we're going to use the home iron. All right, so we've got the home iron, we've got it on the cotton setting, and we have emptied our tank. So make sure there is no water in there. You don't want any steam. All right, it's been preheated by simply plugging it in. I've already cut out my material here. This is using the Cricut Explorer 3 is what I cut this out with. But you could definitely use whatever die cutting machine you want to. This came from a really amazing bundle, so I have it linked down below for you guys. I'm actually using two different types of HTV today. One is a glitter, and then one is this Siser electric. So one gives you this really cool effect whenever you guys turn it like this, and then the one is glitter. Now it's actually not glitter HTV. This is actually called Siser. This is their sparkle, and what it is it's the same as a Siser Easy Weed, but it has this glitter look to it, so it looks like glitter without the texture. Because if you guys are like my kiddos, you guys have kiddos like my kiddos, one of my kids absolutely hates the texture of glitter. She can't stand the texture. So this is super smooth, like everyday iron on. The same thing with this Siser electric. And what's really cool is you can cut out both of these using the Cricut settings for everyday iron on. So both of these are going to use that exact same heat setting, which is 315 for 30 seconds if you're using your easy press. But today we're using the iron, so you're just going to put it on cotton settings for around 30 seconds. Now, I'm actually going to be also showing you how do you layer those HTV layers with the iron. So we're doing that today. So we've got two layers. What I've already done is I've layered them together just so I can figure out my placement. So I've got my kiddo t-shirt here. And then the other thing I have here is a home towel. So I could have, if you guys have a Cricut Easy Press pad, so if you guys want to invest in the pad, because the pad's like, let's say 20 bucks. You could definitely, or you can even get one off of Amazon. So you could definitely just purchase the pad and then use your home iron if you guys wanted to, or you can simply use a home towel. So you can definitely just use a towel, hand towel if it's big enough, thick enough, or what I did is I'm using a regular towel you would take a shower with. So I folded it in half. You just want to make sure you're avoiding any sort of seams, okay? So we've got the kiddo tee up here. And then I've already got this, like I said, two of these layers together so I can figure out my placement. I'm going to fold it in half, squeeze the top, and then I'm just going to come down around one finger or so. It really does not need to come down that far. You just don't want it right up on the neckline, but probably about one finger or so. All right, so we're just going to line this guy up just like so. And then we're going to remove our top layer. So we just want to do one layer at a time. So I'm going to go ahead and fill this one. All right. Now, the very next thing that I like to keep is parchment paper. So go check your kitchen cabinet because you probably already have some, and it's actually in white. So it's that roll that comes like tinfoil and all of that stuff. So what it is it has a little bit of a wax coating to it. It's not wax paper. It is definitely called parchment paper. You can definitely pick it up at the Dollar Tree or your local grocery store. So another thing that you're able to go out and grab. So you're going to take that and we're going to cover it. The reason why is with our home iron, it make it gunky and dirty, and I don't want it to get on our t-shirt. So I'm going to go ahead and cover this with a piece of parchment, and then it makes moving our iron around a lot easier. So basically, I like to kind of move mine. So basically be just like if you were using the Cricut Easy Press, you want to keep it moving at all times to avoid any sort of hard presses on the t-shirt. So I'm just kind of wiggling it a little bit, and then just kind of moving this all the way down. Now for this first layer, I just need like a 2-second tack down. So I don't even need to press it that long. So I'm going to go ahead and just do that. And then we're going to test it. So with a Siser Easy Weed, you can actually peel it hot or cold. So I'm going to give it just a second. We'll cool it down by just, fluffing your t-shirt like so. So as long as it's peeling away, you are safe to continue to peel it. If it's starting to come up, give it just a few seconds. It may need to just cool a little bit longer. If not, just go ahead and put everything back on and rub it for a few more seconds. All right, so we're going to get this guy out of our way, but we're not going to toss it just yet. So you guys see how that color shift? It's really cool. All right, so now for this one, like I said, it is really neat because it looks like glitter, but it's not. It feels just like everyday iron-on Siser Easy Weed, but it's called their sparkle and it looks like glitter. So tons of fun. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to line up our next layer here. Something about like that looks good to me. And now if there's anything sticking out underneath it, you can take this and put it back on top. Now this completely covers everything, so we're good. Plus we're using the parchment paper. But if you weren't using parchment, you would want to make sure and protect everything from the iron because the iron can tear it up, okay? Plus it could get stuck to your iron and gunk it up. All right, so now this time we can go the full 30 seconds. So once again, I'm keeping constant moving. So you can just kind of pick it up and move it. I'm giving it a little bit of pressure, by the way, guys. I'm just constantly moving it around so I don't get any harsh presses on my t-shirt. And I can also kind of rotate it. What I'm trying to do is avoid any sort of seams. So I'm just trying to make sure that I am not getting, any uneven pieces along the way. So once again, I'm just going to constantly keep it moving until I get that full 30 seconds. So we're almost done here. Now, if you guys were using the glitter, you'd want to definitely give it a little bit longer of time as it has a thicker adhesive backing. All right, so I think that is good. We're going to move our parchment paper again. We're going to go ahead and do this here. And then now we're going to go ahead and peel. Now I know that this has completely attached to my t-shirt because what I'm looking for is texture. If I can see the texture of the t-shirt, then I know I've done my job. I'm going to bring it up so hopefully you guys can see. Can you guys see that texture there? Then if you guys can see this, then you're done. You don't need to keep pressing. And the t-shirt's done. I made this with my home iron and a towel. It is super duper easy to do. And it's going to last a long time. So you guys definitely want to, you can wash this as normal. You can just definitely, swap it inside out like this and throw it in the wash. Maybe let it set for about a day or so. But it's just as good as if you use your your Cricut Easy Press or a bigger heat press. So it's definitely perfect if you guys are in a pinch. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this. I hope you guys found it helpful. If you did, please hit the like button down below and subscribe. And I'll see you guys on the next one.